mode. I'm back. I'm here. Was that thing over the weekend, so not able to stream or not functional enough to stream. But now I'm only semi-functional. It'll be great. Don't worry about it. Hey, good boy, by the way. Hey, Mendoza. Good evening to you. Open my drink. Yeah, I've not been able to get a lot of work done lately because I was at an event called VGM Con in Plymouth, Minnesota. Hopefully my audio is working. And because of that, I was doing event stuff, talking about the game, watching more bugs appear suddenly, including a very disturbing one that I haven't found out how to solve yet, which I'm not going to work on tonight, actually. I have resolved now, because I do have a lovely developer that goes by Handoon Games, and I'm going to see if I can just have him do all the bugs. I don't have time. I ain't got time for that. But I do have time to work on the save system, but I think it will be pretty critical. Also, I'll have you know, this is, really big news. We got another review on our Steam page, and it was negative. So congratulations to us. Go negative reviews. The mean tweet thing? It's kind of like the mean tweets. Let me read it. I'm not gonna name names. I'm just gonna tell you. Not being Mr. Negative, because I understand people have opinions. I don't understand why the negative. Listen, our messaging is really clear. Please get the demo first. The person says, and it was they played 0.4 hours on the 21st, the day before my birthday. Although promising, it's unplayable in its current state. I have found bugs in animation and saving for 20 euros. So someone from, Europe. Thank you, but no. I am getting a refund. Fix the problem first and sell it after. Thank you. So clearly someone who also doesn't understand what early access is, nor someone who didn't read. And this is just an interesting thing I've learned about marketing. You can plaster a message everywhere in front of someone and they will not read it. We could it'd be funny if we could have a speed bump. Hey, remember, this is early access before they buy it. Or, hey, remember, there's a demo if you're not sure. I don't have any ill will towards the person who gave the negative review, other than the fact that I would say is, if you're going to get an early access game, don't bother giving negative reviews. It's not going to help anybody. Give them feedback. Go to those Discord servers. See if you can, if you try everything that you can to get to the developers and communicate your concern, and you are ignored or blown off, you know what? Take off those gloves. Slap, 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 slap. Right? But this person has not done anything of that nature. And that's annoying. So, anyway. That's it. I'm done ranting. I was just going to say that's what happened. In other news, I actually want to do something a little different right now. It is the risk of releasing early. I mean, honestly, that's the risk of releasing a game. Okay. in fact, the early access is a little bit lighter. I mean, there are people who get review bombed for the game that they released. So all things considered, it's not really that bad. It's just really challenging as a developer who is doing this stuff on the side, trying to get a game done. And, early access was a decision we made, somewhat from a publisher recommendation, somewhat from a, hey, it wouldn't hurt to get feedback out, which it was actually really great. But, it's hard when you get people like, oh, the game's not done. It's like, yeah, it's not done. It's early access. Get it. We get it. It's not perfect. I understand. Thank you. Thank you for, sticking that knife in and twisting it more. I'm gonna do one thing real quick here though. So here, let me just I can share my screen. Yes. Where's my button that goes to here? So this was VGM Con. Not a huge event, but a really cozy event, really fun. A lot of good, beautiful music. People who came in and played, renditions of music that was just amazing. There's a person named String Player Gamer and Orchestra Music that I know of. There's plenty more, but those are the ones I know because composing. Oh, there's Windy Harper. I mean, they played some amazing music. If anyone likes video game music, you want to go to an event really centered around that. While it is small, it is a nice, welcoming event. Quite fun, very helpful, nice people. I get nothing to complain about. It was great. And the time was nice. It wasn't as long as other events. So even though my voice is kind of like scratchy, it's not too bad. Here it is in the game. So I wanted to take a moment, since I was there, to talk about some of the indie games that were there. Obviously, Alterium ship. This game, Rocket Rap. Okay. To be fair, I was right next to the developer. Really cool dude. Very smart. Made this game in Game Maker. And I never remember the name of his game. And it was because he started with a game that was supposed to be in space. But then for whatever reason, he kept ending up with, the need to have other things that weren't space-like. So he put a rocket in water. And this game is pretty stinking amazing. I was super impressed by the visuals. He did all of it himself. He used sprite stacking to make it look 3D. So this is pseudo 3D using sprite stacking. So he did all the math and logic for that. By the way, super heckin' amazing. Same with Luke. And it's a game where you have to accomplish goals by putting together a rap from various pieces. So, check the game out, please. I told him he needs to publish more stuff and get the word out more. I'm not even following him. So, amazing. And that was really cute. I never actually got a chance to play the other games, but I know Lobast, and Gunsner. I don't know if that. I'm not sure the name of the game, but Low Fidelity on Blast. So these guys have some freaking adorable, very retro, vintage-looking stuff. I don't know why there's not more of the game, but this was their booth, or this was their booth at a different event. Not sure which. Is this the one? No, that was Midwest Gaming Classic, but their setup was very similar. And amazing. Look at this. They had actual CRT monitors here. And those are all their games. So, of course, check them out. I'm going to put their post here. Then there was Viridian Expanse. This guy's really cool. We talked to him a lot. He came and hang out with us. Well, we as in royal we, because it was just me. It was just me all on my lonesome because Jacob did not want to venture out to Minnesota for whatever reason for this event. Pretty lame, I'd say. Why is there no Twitter? None of the social links work. So maybe we could. Weird that the social links don't work. There's something wrong with my. Oh my gosh, what is going on here? Go to Steam. So this is their game, Viridian Expanse. I think I can play. I think he's really wacky with my. It's a pretty cool space game. Again, I didn't make it over to play. I was watching my booth a lot. But they've been at a couple events so far. They've been working on this game for a while. That one's pretty cool. Developers are really nice. And then there is Dungeons and Ducklings, which, again, another one I didn't play, but I did walk by the booth and check it out. And this was pretty heckin' adorable. Bear Belly Games. This was them at their booth. A pretty good setup, actually. Hopefully this is okay that I'm walking through all this stuff. Was this at? Yeah, this must have been VGM Con. But a pretty heckin' adorable game. Not a huge, again, the space that we were in, that was it. It was just like what was it? Like a 30 by 50 room, 30 by 100 probably. I don't know, something like that. Not a very large room. So these were all of the different developers that were at the game. So if anyone wants to go give them a follow, which I didn't even follow some of these people while I was here, go drop them the follow. You know, indie dev is hard, and these people are out here doing it because they love it, and that's it. So I don't normally do that on my streams. I normally just chat and work, but I wanted to take a minute because it was a really fun event. And PAX is hard. PAX is like always on, constantly moving. 2DCon wasn't as bad as PAX, but it was pretty intense. So this was a much more, you know, chill event, nice people, and very supportive. So there you go. Should I work on something? I guess I should. My screen's here now. Someday I should probably like revise my screen setup. Would it make more sense, if anyone's listening, would it make more sense if I just did something like Wallaber does or others where they just have the screen that they work on? What's going on with my camera? Come on, camera. You can camera. Why are you doing this? That little wonk. Unscrew and then screw. That's how you get through life. Just unscrew everything and then screw it again. And life will be good. Yeah, I'm actually genuinely curious. I have the avatars at the bottom. I guess that's the reason why I don't want to completely get rid of all the space. But maybe I should just like take up all the space. I don't know. Developers like to watch code. I mean, I never look at code. What am I talking about? I always ask that question and I'm like, well, if I go to somebody's stream, the only reason I look at code is if it's Wallaber and I like to make fun of his code. That's literally it. I'm working on a save data manager for the new save system, which I'm not going to override the old one. I'm going to make a new one with a switch, but it's going to be a one-way switch, friends. So the second you decide you want to upgrade to the new system, that's it, YOLO count. Because I don't want to deal with backwards compatibility. So once you upgrade your save system is upgraded. Your life is forever changed. What was I even doing though? That's the question. I was working on this before. I always invoke Wallaber Mendoza. I have a very soft spot in my heart for Wallaber. Should I stop? Should I have a moratorium on mentioning Wallaber on my stream? Should he not be allowed to be mentioned? He who shall not be named. The Wallaber who shall not be named. Okay, I was gonna go look at something. I wanted to see what they did with their. Okay, what is recent data version? What does this give me? Nothing. If they have a recent data version, maybe because it was based on like. I honestly don't know why. Why? What? Did I full screen this? I shouldn't. The dreaded Wallaber, my frenemy. Data version of the save data that started loading just before. Okay, but why? Because they don't do anything with that anymore. So I guess that doesn't matter. Let's go back to our game. Data version. Only used in one spot. upgrade save data to multiple. Oh, did I? No, I didn't do that. Is this something I wrote? Oh, it is something I wrote. Weird. I guess I just did this for kick. Or something. I don't know what this... What is this? This is showing me the class at the top. Is this a new feature of... Oh, that's so weird. Oh, look at this. This must be new. I was like, what is this crap at the top? It shows you what method you're part of. Man, I love IntelliJ product. So amazing. Okay. Anyway. So let me stop getting distracted by my own decisions in life. So is this not being called? Why is this all commented out? I'm sure I didn't comment that out. Okay, here it is. So this doesn't get used. Then we have read chunk. Okay, so that's all it is. Time to get chunk. There it is. There it goes. I'm gonna assume Mendoza's like, Wallaber, and then just like jets. Wallaber. Right. You heard me. There's now a war against Wallaber. Don't tell him I said that. He would not be happy with me. Okay, so now I have this is so I'm rewriting the save system, the Wallaber system. I'm rewriting the save system. So I've created a whole different data manager. Even though there's a game data manager, because I have to load the files differently, and I had this idea that probably what I should do when the game loads is just load all the save files. It's not a lot of data. And it's much better to have them in memory than load them in real time, I think. Yeah, I know he's probably streaming right now. He streams a little earlier too, so he's probably going to be done streaming soon. He is going to go get dinner, maybe? Like 6 o'clock there. I mean, that's a late dinner. The music got loud. Now it's too quiet. There you go. Okay, that's good enough. All right. Get save data. So we're going to get the save data by the folder path, and we're going to get the type, which by the type. Okay, perfect. So then we need to figure out what we're doing next. The thing I was working with was what? SGB, all these different like classes. SGB Save Manager, which is my other attempt in iteration of code. I'm genuinely curious. I think someday one of my developers is actually going to watch me stream. And when they do, I'm going to be so genuinely curious if they come back and be like, Matzi, well, they'll call me by my actual name, but, you know, you're giving me all this criticism about how I write my code, but I saw you streaming the other day. Yeah, so Wallaber is a teacher, so like he teaches college level courses. I'm sure he gets that all the time. Like, well, you know, Matzi, you might be a CTO, but I've seen you write code. I can't take your recommendations seriously anymore. That's what they're gonna say. They won't. They don't have the intestinal fortitude to do that to me. But imagine if they did. Okay. So what I want to do is I want to see how we manage save data. Gold. Okay, so this is where I got all the information. All right. I don't really want to. What I want to do is I want to give it. This current data is the game manager. So what I want is I want to save file data, make a constructor on it. Access is public. Save file data. I don't care about file name, but I might want the type. Right? Yeah, I do want. We're gonna do. No, no, cancel. Save file type, import. So we want this to be private, but then we'll publicify it. I mean, I do talk about doing game development with my developers. You know, this is not appropriate, and I probably would never be able to do this, but secretly I want to see if I can entice any of them to work on this project. Because I'm just desperate. But no one really seems to have genuine interest. They're like, oh yeah, game development sounds interesting, and I never hear anything about it again. You know, it's like that thing where you can't show your friends your hobbies. Well, they're not my friends. I'm not that I don't like them, but when you're in charge of everybody, you can't be friends with everybody, right? But it's still like people who know you are like know you in person from times before you did something are less inclined to be interested in the thing that you're doing. Because they're just like this automatic assumption like, probably not something I'm interested in or something that's not that good. Which, I mean, also don't get me wrong, that's probably true. Okay, so here's something that really heckin' annoys me, and I'm going to show you guys a little bit of something in IntelliJ. Matzi, tell us about IntelliJ. Okay. So IntelliJ has a cleanup function that lets me do like automatic reordering, but there's this file layout, and I have to go and mess with this if I want the ordering to be the way I want it to be. The one problem is that it's putting the freaking constructor. Excuse me. That was interesting. Woo! A little bit of dinner came back there. Hold on, I might need another sip. The actual water. This is called the acid reflux. Oh, I'm 43 now, so yes. Oh, I was going to stream for my birthday, but I didn't. Do you guys know it was my birthday yesterday? Happy birthday to me. Anyway. So I can define where things go. Constructors. Okay. I don't want the constructors to be before. Your friends from high school will always remember the high school version. In other words, they'll never have an inch of respect for you. Yeah. Thanks, Mendoza. I don't have a lot of friends from high school. And even the ones that I get along with, I don't tend to talk to. So I don't really have that problem, per se. Let me think. Is there a single friend from high school that I keep in touch with on a regular basis? No. There are people I know on Facebook, and occasionally I touch on Facebook. Oh, there's a friend who's coming into town. Actually, I should probably try. I should talk to Cozy about. But like, as far as that, that's not really a concern to me because I don't have those close friendships with high school friends. I don't like that this is doing this either. Why is this doing that? I think I changed some. I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm not going to get hung up on it. Oh, is it implicit set? That's interesting. So if I say get, it implicit sets instead of using the private. That's interesting. I didn't know that that was a capability of C#. What this means is like, implied in here is this, but I don't need to put it there, and then it uses the backing field that it auto creates. So unless I had some reason I needed to actually get the private version, you can set it privately but not public. That's cool. That's nice shorthand. I don't mind that. Anyway, so I'm gonna go to my save data. So this is the old save data. I don't need an index anymore because I'm not using indexes. I don't really need whether the data is empty because now we will not be showing data unless it exists. So we're not going to have index numbers, so it doesn't matter. We do want a date and a map name and a map ID and gold and playtime and party member. So we want all these things right here that we were getting. We just don't care about these other values. I have this weird hopeless optimism. I'm going to talk about life things now because I can. When I hire people or when I work with people, I always just assume that they can achieve whatever I think they can achieve. And it rarely ever works out that way, but I'm such a hopeless optimist. And the reason I was thinking about this was like, even if I were able to get a developer to work on the project with me, they'll never do as good as I have my hopefulness. Like, yeah, someone's going to come in and they're just going to be an amazing developer. And it just never, ever happens that way. It doesn't matter how good someone is. It always takes some time. Sometimes people do live up to expectation, but the rarity of that is so high, so low, so rare. I'm not sure what I'm saying. That it might as well be non-existent. Okay, so we have to do what? Current data. Right. We got that. We need this. We're just going to say, I mean, why reload these things every time? Otherwise, I have to get it from the file system. Is it file system? It might be getting it from RAM, actually. I think everything in the resources folder is loaded in RAM. I think that's how that works. Well, whatever. So save file data. We need to convert this to, of course, the other code. So this is going to be, do I have the catalog in here? I don't. I guess I can infer. It's a little risky to do this, but I could do S instance. This is the instance of the catalog. The thing is, like, there's never a case when the game has started that a different catalog is being used. It's always the one catalog. Like, we're not swapping them out mid-game or something. It's always going to be the main catalog for the game. So there's not really... I mean, maybe someday I'll rue the day I put this in here, but I just can't see a use case right now where it's going to matter. Game data, and we need to use a map. Jayske, cheap viewers. Oh, buddy. Give me that boo-boo. I don't know why my buttons aren't working. Oh, someone beat me to it. Who did that? Wait, did I do it? Who did that? It says Motzi Makes banned them. Don't know my own strength, I guess. Oh, save data. Is it just game data? Oh, I see. It's just map. Map. We get all the heroes. Then we get these values. So these are the things that show in the save slot. So I just make sure it's available. Theoretically, I could just get it, you know, catch as catch can. But I don't think it makes much. It's not that heavy data-wise. And then where did I get the date? Da-da-da-da-da. So interestingly, this gets a save date from the file that represents the date. And I don't think I need to actually get that. I don't even think I need. I think for some reason they made a different file that represents the date. I don't think I actually need that file. I think there's a date in the game data manager that has it. Pretty sure this has a date. Maybe it doesn't. Okay, I guess I have to get the date. That's not nice. So let me go back. So I did this. What was it? Upgrade save system. This is where I did the files. Okay, so this is creating directory, file, date path. How did I filter them out so I only got the ones that were... I thought it is something to filter the results. What did I do? Upgrade save system. And then we did get the files. Okay, so these are the SGS files. Okay, got it. So what I would need to do here, steal this code. And so we'll have to assume, I'll put this here for now. We're going to have to assume that we are not going to get a file that has date in the name. So we don't want that. We just want the file without date. I'm pretty sure date gets added at the very, very end. It's like dot date at the end. So then I should be able to do... Why doesn't the game manager save a date? I don't understand that. Whatever. Okay, so I should be able to just get the date processed here. If directory exists, I composing. Why do you think our eldest has strep throat? Oh. Okay. Our eldest daughter might have strep throat. She wasn't feeling good last night either. Remember, she wasn't sleeping. Right? Didn't you? You like open the window and... Sorry, just getting an update on my eldest child. Kids, little germ magnets. You just dork. Give me those germs. I think that's literally how they do it too. Like licking doorknobs, climbing around on the floor. You know, there's nothing that gets you more aware of how dirty things are than after having kids and knowing how sick they get, and then watching them climb all over a floor and then like touch their faces with their hands. Or like looking at the bottoms of their feet as they're climbing all over the furniture. You're like, oh, that's. Then you remember, well, I was a kid once. Just like changes. Little germ magnets. Eat all the germs up. Okay, so these are the files. What I need to do. Let's see, directory get files. I need to do this here. Okay. So what I need to do is we have the files and then we have to filter them. This is where we have to filter. Where file equals .sts and wait, would this just get me all the ones without the dot date? I think it would. Because this would get the last extension of the file. I think this will actually work. That should be okay. So now we just need to get my choices in life examined. Okay, so now we need to get the date file. I really wish the date was just saved as part of the save data. So I guess I can use something. Get common save date. I could probably like make something that will just do the date conversion. Like I could make a copy of this. So this is using indexes. I can't use indexes. So I'll have to do we'll do get save file date again. And then we'll put a string. File path. Get rid of all this garbage because we don't need it. What's up, composer? Good. I get to get up early and take the kids to school. Like Composey does every day. Do you want me to take the eldest to the doctor? Let me look at my phone. Sorry, y'all. Everybody's awesome, or is everything is awesome? Let's see. We have meetings, more meetings, and more meetings, including a meeting I don't want to be at. Oh, but it's only a meeting with a couple people. What time would I be able to take her in? If she has strep. Alright, I'll take her. I get to sleep more. Composey, oh. Mendoza says, be careful making those faces or you're sleeping in the doghouse.
No. He's the best. I'm making the faces. Maybe that's what you're talking about, Mendoza.
I was making faces because I was saying when I was like, oh, I have to get up tomorrow. I was like, Composey does this every day.
He's a night owl.
I'm a night owl.
So I go to bed now. If it was my way all the time.
I would say that I go to bed at least 1 hour or 2 hours after she goes to bed.
Oh.
At least.
I would say 2 or 4.
Hi,
sure. Hello. Mendoza, are you a pro?
Mendoza's like an in charge person of other things.
That's fun. I'm in charge of little beans.
Little beans?
Little beans. Good night, Mendoza. I'm on.
Oh, there's Rome.
Oh, Eeg. Hi, Rome.
Mendoza, you're like a director or something like that? Love you.
I'm gonna go.
Okay. Bye.
Bye.
Wherever I may roam. What did I do here? First time I described as an in charge guy. I thought you were like someone in charge of things, of something. You you understood what I was saying. Octo Chris Deluxe. Ooh, we got the deluxe edition. Hello, Octo Chris. I've always wanted a deluxe. Not a CTO though, right? You're like a director or something. in charge. That's a perfectly cromulent description. Hi, my name's Chris. I like game dev. That is amazing. Do you like Octopath Traveler? Because you have Octo Chris. I don't want to return a string, do I? This is different. Watch out! It's Mendoza, the in-charge guy. That's the song I came up with. Can you tell I just made it up? OG song by Monty Makes. The in-charge guy song. I got my name from Splatoon. Okay, got it. What, do you do some game dev, Octocris? Who's the guy in charge of things? It's Mendoza. I'm having an unreasonable amount of fun with this. And I don't know why. I like in charge guys and I don't know why. I bet they played that at VGM Con. No, they were unfortunately it's too expensive for them to get the license for that song. So, you know. I will say, so there's a person named what is it? String Player Gamer. I think that's actually yeah. String Player Gamer Diwa De Leon is amazing. And I also mentioned orchestra music, which I don't know if I know how to spell that. Orchestra. Well, I'm not going to try because I'm going to spell it wrong. The String Player Gamer and Orchestra, they're really amazing. And they played some like Zelda and Chrono Trigger songs. And Orchestra's got a violin. It was just beautiful. And I was like, I want to hear our music. I'm working on a Pac-Man clone in Unity at the moment. Did you want to share anything, Octocris? Do you prefer me to call you Octocris or Chris or OCD? Is that intentional? That's got to be intentional. OCD. Yeah, you know me. I'm down with OCD. Okay. What I want to do is say... you tell it. Why is it? Oh, you no, you still get save file date. Okay. So what is this? This is static class util. Okay, so I need to get. I don't want that one. How am I gonna get access to this? System IO. That's the first time I've heard that one. That's what it spells. But I prefer to go by Chris. I got ads because my Twitch page froze. Ugh, sorry. I was doing mid-roll ads, but then they got annoying, and I'm not sure. Like, some people said they would prefer pre-roll versus mid-roll. I can hear audio but not see video. Okay, well, you're not missing too much in that. Get save file. File's a string. Magic string it. I'm back. Welcome back, Chris. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back. Feel free to share if you want to share what you're working on. I mean, that goes for anybody. I don't have an incredible amount of restriction. I just looked at the avatars and saw these little bunny rabbits hopping around, little cats hopping around. I forgot that I made little black cats, and that's adorable. Do I use low latency? Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I should. I'm pretty sure I have low latency turned on. I have it turned on the YouTube one too, but that's definitely not low latency. YouTube's like fake low latency. It's still like very latency. Okay, so we got the date. I think that'll work. Not data, date. Oh no, that's not what I was gonna do. I messed my stuff up. Okay. So save date. I don't want to make something data and date because it'll just be really hard to understand. Times I've streamed, I've just used OBS default, so I hope low latency is on my default. Why aren't you streaming more, Mendoza? I see now the option is available to use low latency. Yeah, I must. Maybe. I haven't messed with my settings for ages. Okay, now we can give the save date, which I guess I need to pass in. So then. I don't really like doing it this way, but I'm going to anyway because I want. So I suppose I will do that, and I will do. I kind of want the data manager to have the save date. It really bugs me that it doesn't have save date inherent in its value set. Okay, so now we have the new save file data. This represents the data of a save. I mean, that self. I don't know why I restated it. Hey, it's a save file. It's got save data, save file data. In fact, okay. So now, meow. We have the list. We checked it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty or nice. Hey, Toad. How goes your game? Want to share that beautiful bean footage demo? Still waiting to see what Chris has to share. If you so desire to share your game, Chris. All my free time I spend watching interesting stuff like this. One of the downsides of being in charge. In charge, man. Superhero. But Mendoza, aren't you going to be a developer, like a game dev? Aren't you doing game dev? When's your next game that you're working on? I don't have any footage of my game yet. Okay, that's fine. I guess I was kind of pushy. Show me your game. Like, you don't have to show. You don't have to show your game. I don't really want to show a file if there is no game data. So I might actually end up removing those things. You must show your game. No exceptions. This is like Fight Club, but for streaming. If this is your first night, you have to share your game. So, result is going to return save data, which is going to be a list of save data. Okay. So I think my save data set is working. This loads up all the data in the new file folders that I've created, and then it will set up my save file data. So we have this. We're going to do var manual save files equals. Then we get all that, and then we're going to do auto save files. Perfect. Gosh, man, Copilot makes my life easier. Can you imagine being a developer on a stream that has to type all that crap out? Can you just imagine what it's like to have to like talk to people and type just this monotonous, repetitive code? Oh man, I don't know if I could survive being a developer like that. I'm also talking smack about a certain developer I know who shall not be named. Because I like to do that. So now what we're going to do is we have all these. We're going to do all files equals. I think you could do one plus another, right? Oh, we do concat. We're going to shove two lists together. I don't really care about having them separated because I can filter them. Primogen? Yeah, Primogen. Primogen is a whole different breed of developer. I couldn't, like, there's no... They're like, it's different species of developer, right? And Prime doesn't even... Well, Prime does use a mouse. There's a joke about, like, he only uses keyboard, but I've seen him use his mouse plenty of time. But when he's coding and talking, like, he can have full-on conversations and code. And it's... I mean, there's a different brain going on there. Like, he's talking to people and, like, reacting to things while his code is going. Where does that, how does that hemispherical thing work? I cannot do that. It is not physically, physiologically, emotionally possible for me. Cannot do it. I'm sorry. I failed. The coding video was previously recorded. Yeah, he makes it look like he's typing, but he's not really typing, and he's just talking to people. No, I mean, he's legit, right? I've seen other developers exactly like that. It's a whole different wiring of the brain. That's it. And there's literally nothing wrong with that. I'm jealous. And he has lots of viewership. I mean, he just quit Netflix. He quit Netflix to do streaming and videos full time. He's insane. Doesn't he know you don't make any money doing it? He must have a sweet nest egg. We've been working at Netflix for so long. I don't think he has kids or anything, which is another benefit. Okay, so my save data manager ostensibly is ready. What I need to do now is reassess the rest of my life. I'm talking about Primogen. The coding video was previously recorded. I was talking about Primogen. You don't know Primogen? I mean, I don't blame you. People don't... I was just going to mention Pirate Software. I was like, people like, you don't know Pirate Software? I was like, not really. It is a high level of insanity to believe. This is not... I mean, I'm not saying that it's not possible, but to believe you're going to go and make a career doing streaming and stuff without giving up basically your entire life. Oh, I don't like him, like the way he presents his videos. I think that there are a number of areas where we would be diametrically opposed, and he strikes me as somebody who, if I were to be debating with him about something, I don't think you would like in any fundamental point in which we disagree, there would not be any coming to agreement, right? I don't It's not because I have a judgment of him as a person, it's that the foundation of his belief and my belief come from two different places. And so while we can agree that we understand where the other person's coming from, I doubt we would be like, yeah, we're on the same page here. I mean, there's things that we totally would agree on, though, right? Like, there are things that we could completely agree on, but I think there's things that would just be completely like off the chart. It's not that I couldn't be convinced otherwise. It's just that, like, when you live a life a certain way and have certain experiences, then you've seen the change work. It's hard to be convinced that the alternative is true. Granted, I am always open to being wrong about things. And to be fair, I think he's open to being wrong about things from what I've seen. But he's just, it's like, again, it's like a completely different breed of developer and engineer. And like the guy, Luke, that I was sitting next to, or boothing next to over the weekend, he has, like, he's an engineer mindset. These people that will sit there and learn shaders and learn, and I'm like, I don't want to learn that shit. I just want to get a solution to the problem I'm trying to solve. Exactly that. Of course, not him as a person, but the way he sees coding and languages. Ups. Oops. I'm just a different. I really, really emphasize the necessity of creating structures and process to facilitate outcome and building teams that can be structured in a way that they can achieve success. And it's not like you're never going to be in a situation, unless you're Primogen apparently, where you're on a team of people where everyone just is just freaking locked in and they just go and pound away and do amazing things. Right? That's just not reasonable. And he's described work environments where he's like, yeah, it should just be that way. You shouldn't have to have Scrum. You shouldn't have to have these processes. Just, be amazing all the time. And it's just not it's not reality. And I don't live in that world. I've never lived in that world. And I don't work at Netflix, right? I've never worked at any of those big corps. Never wanted to. So I also have a whole different perspective on how you build structure. And the things that I've learned apply. I'm going to say this somewhat arrogantly. Holy, I'm such an arrogant a-hole. But I still think it's true. You could put me in any size company and I would find a way to make that company operate more efficiently. I don't know stuff about everything, but the fundamentals of the things that I've learned over the course of my career, I have seen applied at larger corporate level when I've been able to apply it, and all the way down to, startup company with a few people. Because those foundations have nothing to do with how much I know how to code. Which again, learning how to code is great. Writing great code is amazing. If you're trying to get a career and you believe that being a great coder is going to bring you to the top of the career ladder, that's pretty much bupkis, right? I've seen very few cases where someone who was just an amazing coder achieved a level in a company where they have a broad sweeping impact. And if they believe that they are of that level, usually the smart people in the company will try to insulate away from that. Because you don't want somebody at your company who holds all the keys to the kingdom. That is a huge business risk. And smart companies will avoid that. Therefore, the value of your coding only takes you so far. I am totally soapboxing, and you can feel free to tell me to shut up. Or not It's my stream. You can also... I just imagine, like, why would you ever tell a streamer to shut up versus just leave? Like, I can't listen to this anymore. Bye. The benefit is I don't see that happen. You kind of agree. I'm not sure which thing you kind of agree with, that I should shut up. The thing about large groups, I will tell you, large anything that you have to scale, anything in the universe that you need to scale, always needs to have atomic units that function together. That's it. Universally, anything that you look at that exists is always made up of smaller functioning pieces that work together in perpetuity. And anything that is not able to create functioning components that lock in together falls apart and gives into entropy. So sorry guys, size doesn't matter. The way in which you manage larger systems changes a little bit. Like once you start getting to the macro level, the way you manage the individual components, you just end up getting things on top of that then also have to scale. But it's always atomic units that grow up into larger pieces. It's just like if you take, molecules, your body, right? Atoms that then form into other things that are slightly larger, and then molecules, and then little like microbes and little entities. And your body is made up of not just the cells and stuff, but also actually living entities that keep you together and hold you together. So when you scale anything to a larger degree, you have to remember that most of those things start with small little chunks of something that are put together. And that is, to me, exactly true with process. Anything in a company that is going to function well has to start with an atomic unit that functions well in addition to everything else that it fits in with. You might have different like parameters around how something operates. So the pieces that fit together, they can't all be exactly the same, but it's always some foundational cell, right? That fits together into larger organization, and they specialize. So it's not like the trick to scaling to a larger degree isn't to come up with some overarching strategy that fixes everything or makes everything work perfectly. It's to learn how to break things down into these units that are at manageable sizes and fit them with other units that are at manageable sizes. Is what I believe. I didn't prepare that thought process, but I think it does fit what I'm trying to say. There you go. Matzi's stamp of approval. His, the Matzi atomic theory of business process management. TM. Okay, so I need to figure out what I'm doing with my life right now. I apologize, but not sorry for me getting off on a soapbox. Kind of okay with it. Although I recognize maybe I need to do a few things. Yeah, I'm not Primogen. I can't code and explain things. I can't do it. It's not within my wheelhouse. I can't do it. This is what I need. Okay, this is what I need. And I wonder like how possible it would be. I need like a ChatGPT bot or a Copilot bot where I can set a direction of what I'm trying to accomplish and have it start like slowly moving through and writing code while I'm talking. And pause, and I'll like stop it when it's doing something wrong and like correct it. That's what I need. I need it to code for me while I soapbox. Rome, how's the quail pen doing? And the thing with all the feathers, the peacock. I must know how all that's going. I heard that once you turn 43 and older, the soapboxes get worse. So I apologize, kind of. Oh crap! What did I just do? I don't know what I just did. What I think I can do here is I can do save data manager. Did I not do a... I don't think I made an instance of it. I should probably do... It left in search of a mate. Okay. I'm glad that it found something to do with his life. So all those times I wrote this instance thing, I could have just done this. It would have worked. Live and learn. I want folder names and catalog. Okay, see what we can do. So the folder names are going to be Atlas, Ira. Sometimes I feel like after I rant and then I try and code, it's like it's either I kill the mood or yeah, everything's all quiet. Like, oh man, Machi just went off. I'm okay with it. I'm just telling you that's what it feels like I do sometimes. The Quell are okay-ish. Was a rough lack of sleep week due to the ruse keeping me up, but now I got the majority in the aviary now. That's good. And the 3 roos in the house are a lot quieter. Whale-itter. Wait, why are they in the house? Is that because if they were in the pen, it would be like, or aviary? If this aviaries are rocking, don't come a knocking. The 2 groups got integrated together tonight, so I hope things go well. Not a bunch of aggression or anything. So far, so good. Oh, okay, aggression. That's it. Tomorrow will be more determining. Okay. I mean, you know, you should tell them that they're very rude. Because they're ruse. What am I going to do here? I want to find out if we end up loading this data. So it probably would behoove me to put a debug breakpoint and then go. While we wait for this to do its thing, maybe. Why is it not doing its thing? What is it doing here? Have you all ever heard the joke about Spanish dog who could bark the word yes? He was a seeing eye dog. A seeing eye dog. Peacock might come back. Kind of seemed like she was maybe scoping out the place. Oh, wow, look at that. You're going to have Peacock Chick, too. It's going to be the wild and crazy place. What is this? Show inspector attribute? What is this? How can... What? Show in inspector. Why wouldn't that be findable? I don't know why I said it that way. Sorry. Oh, must have done some weird cleanup. Oh, right. My cleanup thing removes things. Anyway, so try again. Do another joke. The roots are separated because they're bullying one and end up overbreeding the girls. Oh, okay. We need to pare down the ruse, which is hard. How rude. What's so difficult about eating clock? It's time consuming. Getting all sorts of emails. I keep seeing these things about like Web3, which is all about blockchain. I don't get it. I don't know how you can have a Web3 domain. Did you have fun at VGM? I might have made up the letters. No, video game music. That's what it stands for. Yeah, yeah, I did. It was good. I was on my own. I didn't have Jacob there with me, but I was able to acquire monitors from or TVs from my office, so it was a pretty nice little setup we had. It was fine. Fun event. It's a smaller event. I think about 1,000 people or so. So it wasn't like even VGM Con, which was much larger. I was going to do debugging. I'm a little. I mean, I'm still a little hoarse. Not to be negative or anything. Time to pony up and get some coding done. Let's see if it'll do a horse joke. What did the military grade laxative say when it entered the bowels? I've come to relieve you of your duty. I remember ever reading that one. Why do Norwegian warships have barcodes on them? To Scandinavia. You don't look like a little horse. Or are you a centaur? Nope, I'm just long in the face. I am taking centaur stage though on my screen. You ever see there's like a comic that showed the problem with centaurs is like the humans evolve or grow slower than the horses. The horses are ready to run immediately or get up and run like within the first day or something. And humans take a lot longer. And so it shows these like little horse bodies with babies like flopping around because they don't have any neck control. So, you know, you might be surprised to hear this, but it's probably not likely that centaurs could actually exist. Sad to say. But, yeah. That seems... Uh-oh. Hold on. Let me see. Can I go and just make it show up? I think if I just open the window. So first, maybe what I'll do is just see what happens. Okay, so I'm gonna go down here. If I can just get one set of save data. Maybe I'll do that. We're gonna try to add that. It should be fine. The save folder name is Atlas. Manual save path is gonna be mods at data local low. Save. Oh no, it's wrong. Dang it. Stop. Collaborate and listen. I need to do this in a different order. Like that. That makes a little more sense. Curious who created centaurs and people liked it enough to make them a thing. I'm sure there's a story behind it for sure. Like, I mean, all these mythical creatures have actual foundational reasoning. Ooh, ChatGPT now has memory. Now I can remember all the things it messes up for me. What is the origin of centaurs? The origin of centaurs, the mythological creature with the upper body of human and lower comes from Greek mythology. Wild and unruly. Centaurs are said to embody the untamed and primal force of nature. Okay. There you go. It doesn't, it's like some weird. Anyway, there you go. Why couldn't the human portion age and grow? Yeah, I know, they could. I mean, if a centaur is going to exist, there will have to be some kind of process by which they can exist. Clearly. And there'll be some reasoning as to why or how. Or, you know, like the horse part maybe could be slow to develop. Like maybe they'll be more like a kangaroo and they just hold them in like a little baby. Maybe they start out smaller than a horse. So instead of having the full bottom horse body, it's like a little baby horse body. And you just kind of rock it up. And then, you know, it grows. And then it's like a little toy horse centaur. I mean, any of those things are possible. I believe that mythology has that centaurs live longer than humans. I think. And if that were the case, it would make sense that there's like a longer time in which they can grow. Right? I don't know why we're yeah, it's possible. Anything's possible with magic. I love the notion though that if you get high enough technology, it's indistinguishable from magic. So the idea that like anything that we say is magic could also just be like really high technology. Oh, it's magic. I just broke something. Okay, I forgot that I didn't have my debugger on. Enhance. Into my ears. My right ear's hurting. Okay. I wonder how often people think of their childhood. Every once in a while, something pops into my head like, what was it? Not Backstreet Boys. New Kids on the Block? That one? Those guys? That's New Kids on the Block, right? I just got the right stuff stuck in my head. The right stuff. For no reason. Okay, save Atlas manual. So this would be the right place for the save. Good. Let's see if it loads the files. Oh no! Sure. What? Why are you decompiling? Oh no, inner exception. The name EX doesn't exist in the current. A GUI exit exception. Oh boy. We really borked that one. The provider is definitely dirty. Oh, so dirty. I don't really want this. Let's see here. Let's stop the. What we'll do is we'll open up the save window. We'll just turn off the list. Turn off both of them. I can't remember if there's something there. Hopefully that'll work. It might break something else. Oh, you know, if I left that running open, I wonder if that's going to cause another problem. So there's a catalog. That's good. So if directory exists, it does. Files. These are all the files in the directory with all the saves, and these are the manual saves. Yeah, all the date ones. These are all the SGS files. 24, good. The question is it, where is it failing? Save date. Got a value, perfect. Get those bytes. Party, yeah. What do you think of the new racing game from Wallaber? Think it's pretty amazing. Let's turn off that. All right, have a good night, Rome. Sleep well. I told Wallaber because I played it. The type of game isn't really the type of game I would play. Visually, it looks really cool. I like the retro aesthetic that he's going for. There's not a demo out yet, but I can literally play it because I have it as a beta tester. But I don't really play racing games as it is, and this is a style that is more about sort of like getting through tight spaces quickly. And I'm more of a, I like to take my time. No, it's not like a mechanic that I like as much, right? It was fun to play, but it wasn't really like my main thing that I would be interested in doing. And so because of that, I like it, but it wasn't like, oh yeah, this is totally exactly the type of game I want to play. Make sense? That's what I think. Right. More errors. Did it get stuck on something? What did we get as an error? Offset and length were out of bounds. I'm surprised because I thought he was more like puzzle games. He's okay with racing. I mean, the reality is he did a game jam and got a lot of positive response from the game and style. So he's a game dev and he's motivated by potentially selling something that'll make him money. So there's this factor of he liked the aesthetic and he liked the idea of messing around with this concept. He does do car type games because he did, Jelly Car World and stuff. And I'm not trying to speak for him. I know that I was there when he did the concept for a game jam and he thought it was fun and he wanted to learn Godot. And in the process of that, because he got such good responses, he decided to develop it into a game he could launch within a short period of time, right? His current philosophy, I believe, is try to get smaller quality games out like more, because it's really hard to make money off of a single game. So the more you can get out there, the more you can get your the word out about you developing games and all that, the better. Why is this having a problem? I'm having trouble reading my chunks, if you know what I mean. So the save file should be okay. You know what I bet? Hold on a second. I bet you I know what's going on. So we read a file, we load a file. Oh, maybe not. If file exists, you read it to the end. I would have trouble loading it though. I made a copy. This is the thing that actually does the encryption decryption. And load just takes a file name. There's gotta be something else going on here. Let me go back to... I think it's a great idea, especially because he's so stinking talented. Like, he's so capable of writing, getting an idea and making a thing happen. And generally managing his scope. And even if he doesn't perfectly manage it, he's okay. He can like recover because he can just go and bust some code out. Partly it's because he's also doing it full time, right? And there's the motivation of like, if I don't do something to make money, then we don't have money. You know, I don't have that pressure because I have a job. Not that I don't try to work my butt off on this stuff, but it's definitely less pressure. You know, like I would love nothing more than to do this type of thing full time, but I get paid really well for my job, so it's hard to like, especially with a family, 3 kids, I can't just like step away from that. Kind of locked into it. What's going on here? Chunk catalog. That's the data. This doesn't get used. Oh, but you know what? This is the problem. This... it's throwaway, but it has to read it because it's a stream. I forgot that when you work with streams, you've got to do things consistently, right? I mean, I wildly respect... I know Mendoza doesn't like me talking about Wallaber, but I wildly respect Wallaber and everything that he does. He's brilliant. So I really hope that he finds the success and like the continued ongoing success to continue to do this in his way. So excited. Our developer that we use for this project, he just signed his next SOW, so he's gonna do some bug fixing. I hope he'll be really annoyed at my code, but he's related to Wallaber, so it'll be fantastic. Okay, so let's see. Save that. Profiler. How do they open the profiler? Come on. Boom. There's a weird bug that's occurring, and I don't think it's happening in the current version that's out, but it happened multiple times at the event, and I have not been able to make it happen myself. But this is 1.40 beta. This is what I'm going to be pushing to our beta branch soon. And the first guy that sat down at the event, and I was behind getting everything set up, sits down, starts playing his Sage, gets up, goes out the door, and everything blinks. He goes, oh, I left and I came back. And everything blinks, which means there's some bug. Hey, Mr. Mechamoose. And I was like, okay, well, I don't know what's going on, so I reverted it. You know, I put the version up that I knew should work, and there was no problem. I went home that night, and I tested, and I tested, and I tested. I could not make the blinking happen at all. So I built a new version without my exhibitor tools in there, and I was like, okay, this will be fine. And I put on all the machines, And then everything seemed to be working, and then sure enough, someone ran into the issue on one machine. So I switched over. And then like successively, they ran into the issue. And I was like, what? How can I not make this bug reoccur? Why is it that everyone else is finding this issue and I cannot make it happen? I was really annoyed. It made me think of Mr. Mechamoose. Alright, so this, I think this will work this time, perhaps. Yeah, okay. So now we have result data, which should have values in it. Perfect. Cool. So that should mean at the bottom of this here, we will have save files. These are all the auto saves and all the manual saves. Perfect. What's going to be interesting is when we implement this, anyone who had auto saves, it'll pull it all back. I love conjuring feelings of annoyance. All I remember of you, not all, but what I remember not only is your height, but that for the most time I've known you, I've only seen you with a mask. I think there was only one time you took your mask off. And what I recall about you taking your mask off is because you had your mask on, I assumed that your facial structure followed your mask, but your face is actually thinner than I thought it would be. It was just really surprising. I was like, oh, that's not at all what I thought you looked like. Not bad. You're a very good looking person. It was just surprising. Unexpected even. So the save data is working now. So that's actually really good. Join the trees on face is surprising. Hey, you can take that however you want, Mr. Mechamoose. Have I told you lately you have a surprising face? Thinking like that really makes everything look weird. No, it was just like, you know, when you don't see, when all you see is somebody's eyes, which you had very kind eyes, by the way. I'm not hitting on you, okay? Or am I? All you see is this. You don't know how to fill in the blanks. Because, you know, it's just a mask on your face. I'm glad you made that clear. No, but Toke, I'm flirting with you. Tell me about your physics-based balls game. I mean, your physics-based RPG. I said balls because of it's like playing pool. I'm just gonna stop. No, I'm not. How goes the game? Okay. So if we know this file data is loaded, fine. My physics game has more bugs than physics. Yeah, that's how things go. But I don't think most people who play games realize that, because someone said our game was unfinished and too many bugs and not worth paying for. And I felt sad. I like, yeah, you like bugs. You are a master at finding bugs, in fact. I was just talking about how I was going to get the contractor we've had doing more like heavy lifting work. I just like, hey, can I just like feed you bugs? Can you just go fix a bunch of bugs? Because it's like bogging me down. People report bugs all the time, and I hate that we have so many bugs and that I'm not able to focus my energy on them. Well, let me rephrase it. I don't like having bugs at all. And if we have them, I want to fix them because, you know, it should improve the quality of the game. But instead I keep adding more bugs by adding more features. This one is going to be a much coveted feature, though. People are going to be really happy for this. I wonder if I do preload, if it will work too. This is what I really want to find out. If I do preload, will this blend? So what I could do, I guess I could just use like get save data. Public. I could just get it and I can see like what the size of the array is probably. And I can just output it. We'll do console. Well, let's see. I'll try this and see if it even works. If it just breaks or not. Console. What's going to be cool about this, oops, other than me writing code, why are you not working? Is once this is implemented, people who have all these autosaves that they can't see, the autosaves will become immediately available. Everyone will have access to their historical autosave, which I think is pretty cool. It won't cover every possible save because I think it only saves like 30. But, you know, they'll have them. Then I've got to figure out... Oh, I still have to figure out like how the autosave system is going to work. I remember I had a bunch of rules on this, like autosaves would only happen after a certain amount of time or something. I'll still have to implement that. I forgot I actually wrote requirements before I started working on this. Which is good. You know, it's always good to have some requirements. Is this? I don't even know why that is. So did it not give me an Atlas save count? Let me see. Resolution, initializing. Created UI buffer. So I thought things preloaded. How does preload work? Load windows, include inactive. So this is it not a window? I thought it was a window. It's a window. Okay. Reload. Do I already have something that says that though? Okay. Initializing the save load UI controller is not. This is okay. I'm gonna have a little humble brag moment. Totally not humble brag. So I've noted that I play off and on a little bit of Celeste. You guys ever play Celeste before? It's a little game, little platforming game. And I'll have you know, I beat the moon level. This 43-year-old man beat the moon level. And on my birthday, I did it. I decided instead of coding on my birthday, which was yesterday, happy birthday to me. I was going to stream, but I was like, I'm too tired. My throat was not, I was really raspy after the event. So I was like, I'm going to finish this moon level. And I did it. And then I started on the seasides. seaside of. It's not. They're not as hard. Oh, happy birthday, Toke! I'm glad you're taking a little break. Congrats. Oh, so yeah, this is the problem. So this, I need to do something where it like wait. Yes. Maybe we can do like UI manager. Wait. You can make it wait 2 seconds, right? I still want the preload to work. Like I want this to happen during the application loading, but I think a wait of 2 seconds will give it time to load the catalog and stuff. I could also make something where but right now I just want it to. I should really make this initialized in a different place, but for now I just want to do it in a place I know I'm working on. So happy birthday, Toke. Are you turning what? 23? 24? You're older than that, but always good to aim low. You act like you're 22, just saying. Kidding. Forever. If you were turning 24, that'd be your golden birthday, right? Or wait, I don't know where you are time zone wise. I had my golden birthday ages ago when I was 22, and I didn't even celebrate it in any way at all. All right, did this work? Oh wait, did I just start the game and select? I did. I wasn't even paying attention. I was just doing it out of like muscle memory. Okay, so the save load UI controller got loaded. Oh, preloading, okay. And then it does all these things. But it didn't output the number of. Interesting. Why didn't it do that? So it calls this. I don't think I need to do a base map, but I don't know why this is not working. Not throwing an error though. Oh, because I did console. So incremental this work. I am excited, like, you know, in the scope of there's gonna be other technical things I have to do or work on for like mini games and stuff. But like I still have to implement there's supposed to be a mechanic where you can keep books. I have to implement that. But that's like to me that's a simpler thing than a core mechanic. But this, like, the save system is one of the last holdouts of major functionality. And there's a lot of functionality we could still implement, but like major functionality. Like, I still want to do on-map abilities that you can use to shoot enemies and stuff. That would be a nice one. And that's a non-trivial thing. And like the battle system still has to be completed fully. Okay, so the save files load. Perfect. So we got 40 save files back, which means the save system has all the data it needs, which means we're good. That means we can go in here and we can make this the list provider. And we'll have to get the item count. Okay. So we have to know which character is selected. What did this, excuse me. How did this organize this stuff? Why did it put update here? Why is update up here? That's dumb. All right, have a good one, Toke. Sleep well. Have a good night. I'm probably not too long for the world. I have to take a sick kid, potentially strep-ridden kid, to the doctor tomorrow to get checked. Okay, so we have update, which I'll leave that as it is. My ordering is all messed up right now. I'll have to fix that. So we need to figure out how to get the save data that we're going to use for display. Actually, I'm really debating whether I want to work on this. Like, I should say that because I know I'm getting ready to be done, I'm not going to commit myself to a ton of new work, but I should commit myself to a little bit of new work. Let's open this up and take a look at what we need to do. We have these characters, and what we want is when we select one of these, it's going to swap what is currently showing. Part of me feels like I should have two lists. One for auto and one for manual. And the reason I think that is what? Because otherwise you have to like show them loading each time. If I were to do two lists, I would need to have two list providers. Right? Because they have to be able to get if it's auto or manual. But then I can have those list providers operate separately. So I think that's what I'm going to do, actually. So let's, do some YOLO town. Oh, I ran the formatter again, and it like got rid of... I need to make it less aggressive. So what we're going to do, we have the Save System UI controller, which is in our save section. We need to have a list provider. We want like a save... file list provider. This is going to be the thing that provides the list of data. Oh my god, why did you do that? Change. Why is it change all? What the flip? Does it have to be an object? No. Oh, it's IUI. There we go. This is the thing that provides the data for display. And in this case, I'm going to need to give it a constructor. I want it to be a mono behavior. So I need to be a mono behavior so I can configure it on the map. Which means we're going to give it a private file type. This is going to specify the file type that it can load. And then it's going to need to know who the current selected character is. So for the purposes of testing, it actually might make sense if I I could manually change this value. This is gonna be like Atlas, Pirate, or Sage, right? So I think I might actually even have an enumerator for main character. Yeah. Okay. So I'll serialize this but it'll be changeable. And it's only, well, I should just show it and then factor right there. I think that's what I should do. I don't need to serialize it because it's going to get set. Like, I'm going to have to set it at some point. Which means I should also make it you know what? Why am I even doing this? Why? I just learned some syntax that I should have known for ages. I should just do that. We're going to do current main character. And instead of doing get set, we're just going to do get. Oh, do we want... No, we do need set, actually, because we want to publicly set it, too. Okay. So this is going to represent whoever is currently being shown. I suppose I should make a getter, a setter, that when you change it, it makes it dirty. So actually what we're going to do is this. And now I've totally broken my... This is the only problem is, like, if you do the shorthand way, you're going to have to do a little bit extra work if you ever change it. So, there you go. Yeah, thanks, Copilot. You know exactly what I'm trying to do. Copilot has my back. So, what I can do now is, like, I could even have the UI, without even using the fingers, I can test this by putting this component on and pointing it and saying, oh, it's this or that main character. And save file type will be something I configure because I want to say this is only going to show manual versus non-manual. Now, there is a factor where I'm going to use my save data. I think technically I should inject the save data manager, like in the constructor that doesn't exist. Maybe I should do that. You know, dependency injection is important. But I don't care. So, you know, whatever. So instead what I'll do is I'll make a initializer, I guess. Or I could do it on enable, I suppose. So technically I should inject the save data manager, but I don't care. So I'm going to do this. Private void wake. And then this dot save data manager. So, you know, I mean, technically I suppose I could make an initializer. Unity code doesn't really encourage dependency injection because you'd have to make a separate way to initialize the class, but I don't. Okay, so then we have the save data manager. So we're going to get the item count. Then we're going to need to do a getter that's going to say what? I think what I need to do is like get the current data. Public, or I guess I can make it public. We're going to need to get a list. We don't want it to be I don't want it to be a method though. Current save files. We can't really do it in a one-liner because we're going to need to do some data protection. We have current save files, and we'll say var result equals new. We don't even need to do it that way, do we? Yes, we do. Current character is never going to equal null, is it? So what we'll do here is this.save data manager dot save data, try get value, get current character dot to string dot to lower. Really efficient use of code. And then we'll do out result. And then if that is successful, so if does it need to be successful? I don't even know if it does. Because we either have an empty value or we have the value that gets oh no, but we need to filter it. So if it is successful, then we got to filter it by the type, essentially. Like whether it's auto or a manual save. So we'll do result equals. Is it just find all? Is find all better than where? What's better? Oh, is it because I'm getting it? No, I'm getting it as a list. I would. I guess find all returns a list. Interesting. Huh. Well, we'll use find all. Fine. So we'll return. Basically, we're going to return the file type value. So this will filter it down to just the file type. Technically, I might want to cache this at some point. Practically, I don't care. So item count is going to be getting the current files. Count is dirty. Get item is going to be return. Now, if there's an index here, theoretically we couldn't get something that doesn't exist. But this is going to give me a problem. All right. So I need to go to my save file, the data, and make it an iData transfer object. Because my save file has to be a DTO, which is just a fancy way of making it know it can acceptably be passed. And then we have update view data, which I don't care about right now. And we have no filtering right now. I need to take the filtering out, but I need to make a whole different class or interface for that. So we get item. I don't care about update view data. Okay, so that should be okay. What are you going to tell me? Remove redundant initializer? Okay. This is going to say what? Inline out variable declaration? I don't like it described there. Hey, Chris. How you doing? I'm back. What were you working on your project? Thanks for the lurk. I appreciate it. I've just been working. So we have our save list provider. I think I have everything I need in the save list provider. And then in my save system controller, I'm not gonna make this a list provider anymore. I'm gonna get rid of this. Took a break. How is the project going? Where are you with it right now? How far have you gotten and stuff with it? Want that, don't want that. Want get item. Don't want to. Oh, we don't care about that. Okay. What calls this? Trigger save data rebuild. I don't want this at all. A lot of things I had to fix when I first did this. I don't think I have to do anymore. You might do a delete mode so you can delete your files. So at the top here, we're going to add save file list provider, manual. Oh, nope. I want it to be, I think I just want to be private. Oh, that's kind of... So we'll have these two. I just need the references because I'm going to need to do something to like... I actually don't know why I need the references. Do I need the references to those? I might not even need them. Now that I think about it. Why are Teslas so expensive? Because they charge a lot. Yeah. True in so many levels. Feeling pretty good about where I'm getting with the save system. I think because I now understand more of the code and the UI. When I first made the save system that currently, like the save UI, that was one of the first UI reworks I worked on. So what's in the current game was, really dated. Now I've got a much better idea of how things go. I've realized over the course of doing this that my pixel density is wrong. So I'm going to be annoyed when I have to go back and fix it. But I still think ultimately visually it'll look better once I get a chance to go and come up with one consistent pixel scaling density and just make everything follow that structure. It's going to be obnoxious, but it's going to be the kind of like non-brain involved work that might also be kind of fun to do. You know that work you do when you know something needs to get done and it's not hard, it's just a lot, but you get to do it without thinking. So you feel like you're accomplishing something, but you're not doing the hard stuff where your brain has to like chug along and figure out its own life quandary. Oh no, did the crickets? Oh, there we go. Oh, it gets better from there. Dad joke. Ladies, if you can't appreciate your fruit jokes, you need to learn that mango. Oh, you need to let that man go. I didn't even read that right. Do ladies tell fruit jokes? I figured they'd do some vegetable ones. That's kind of corny though. Is corn a fruit? Corn might be a fruit. I guess they could tell corny jokes. Oh, snap. So we're going to add a save file list provider. This one will be for auto. We'll add another one. And this one will be manual. And then we'll make two lists. Well, we can actually just make one list for now. So this is the content. We have to go to, I think, the slot. And then we'll make the list provider the save file list provider. So I need to do Uh-oh. How am I going to know which provider object it is? Do I have to be able to select it? Can I select it? How am I going to do this? Dogs can operate MRI machines, but cats can. Yeah. Oh, okay. So, how is this going to work here? I guess I can't put the provider objects in the same. So what I'll do is I will put it in the scroll view. We'll just copy this and put it in the scroll view. Actually, I don't even like putting it in here. Maybe I should just put it in the... I'll just put it in itself. I think that should be fine. If I put it in like a random place, it'll be harder for me to find later. So I'll put it as part of this list itself. And then it'll just slot itself up. It'll get slotty. List item template is fine. I think I need to make a new save slot type of object. Because the old ones take a different type of data. So, and I might want to change how some of it works. So let's go to the edit script. All right, go back to where after the womp womp jokes. Thanks for the lurk. Why was 2019 afraid of 2020? Because they had a fight in 2021. Boom. Yeah, you heard me. We'll copy this. Find out where this is located, which is in a random place. We'll add here. We'll call it a view. Is that what it is? I don't think that's what I called it. Save slot. Then we're going to call it save file data, baby. Image? Sure. Do we care about that? Should we do? We don't need to use is empty because we're never going to have empty in this thing. We've decided. I didn't ask for any input on that one. I decided. We have decided nothing. I have done all of the deciding. Boom. Why is there no transform? What kind of image is this? That is not the type of image we wanted. Thank you. Where is this? Want that at all? How did we get Visual Studio Editor in this? That is dumb. Okay, that makes more sense. We don't care about our slot. We don't need our slots at all. And index. Do we have index? Last index. This is all the logic I wrote. I'm going to try ChatGPT or Copilot's ability to refactor my code. I've never tried refactoring with it. I'll be curious to see if it's any good at it. We have save slot view. The only thing we really don't need is the slot index. We also don't need an empty block, actually. We do need details. We're never going to have an empty block anymore. That's fine. Kind of fun coming back and revising this code. I like how I hit that moment where sometimes I'm like, I'm not going to do any more work because my brain's not working anymore. And then I'm like, I'll just do a little bit more. That's how I trick my ADD into doing more work. I convince myself that I'm only going to spend another 5 minutes, and then I just lose myself in the world. Look, should not grab hot control with an active capture. Ooh, don't threaten me with a good time, Unity. Probably can't read that message there. Don't grab that hot control. I'll show you a hot control, Unity. What is that? Weird. Kill a little bug? Sorry, little bug. Sorry, not sorry, but you know. Okay, so save slot template. And to rebuild this whole freaking thing because we're not going to use save slot data. We're going to remove that component. Instead, we're going to use save slot view. We're going to redo it all over again. I don't know what number text is supposed to be. Get rid of empty. I think number text is supposed to be the number that shows. So I think I can probably get rid of that too, but don't worry about that yet. Location text. There we go. Problem is there's a lot of information here. Bold text. Playtime. It's playtime. Character list, which is going to be this thing. Character face template. And details. Where's details? Detail. Oh, that's the whole thing? Why didn't I just use the entire details block? I think that's the whole thing. I should be able to do this. So we have slots. And the save slot template is still right. Will this just work? I feel like it shouldn't just work, right? I get really nervous when I get to this point, and I swear there's going to be something broken, but I can't think of what it's going to be. So I guess I just got to run it. I actually think, completely unrelated, I actually think that when we get to the final polish, going back and doing the UI, cleanup, I'm actually going to kind of enjoy that, knock on wood. I think that will be fun. I think getting the pixel stuff to look right and make it look fairly consistent is going to be actually kind of enjoyable to me. And I don't know why. Just because it's like the OCD thing. Okay, so good news. We see a list of things. Bad news, it's all exactly the same. And it's not working properly. So that's okay. Why is the provider still so dirty? I think it's because in the getter, how many do we have? A lot. I think it's because in the getter, it did something goofy. Interestingly, we did get results. We got a list of items to show. Let's go here. So it awakes. It has all this stuff. Current save files, because it should be whatever Atlas has. So if there's no results, it would show nothing. It's getting them by file type. So that should be okay. Is dirty. So what's going on here? We're not constantly setting this value, are we? We can find out that way. It would seem kind of weird if that setter was always setting the value if it's not changing. Hey, look, welcome, Mr. Mechamoose. Thanks for the tier 1 sub. You are pretty darn nifty. Immortalize in code. I have a filter on this? Oh, no, this is the UI list. Okay. Let me go make sure my configuration's right here. We have slots. And the slots is saying it has its own provider object. So none of those things have to be changed. Save slot template should be fine. What would cause the provider object to continue to say that it's dirty? This is literally the only place I change that value. If it's dirty. Print save files. Dot. How did Darth Vader know what Luke got him for his birthday? He felt his presence. I started reading a horror story in Braille. Something bad is about to happen. I can feel it. And it will be a Braille of a good time. Probably a bumpy road or something. Oh wait, why'd I do that? I just wanted to look at the save files. I'm just so used to doing these things. Okay, for the save. I know that's gonna fail. Let's pause this. What I want to see is, it feels like the list is not getting the provider data, which makes me think that maybe it's a different list that's having a problem. This is getting something, right? Does characters have a provider? This should be okay. Oh, okay. Hold on a second. So it could be that this isn't working because this other thing is broken. So if I like turn off characters, will it continue to fail? No. Okay, so let's just turn off the characters. That is that V hierarchy tool. Oh man, talk about a time saver. Just being able to check that box right there. Oh my god, that is like life changing. All right. Boom. So we're not getting a ton of errors, but we're also not getting like information. So what is this? Object reference not set to an instance of an object. Okay, so what thing is not set? That's the question. Is it the save? The save data manager isn't set because this must trigger before. There's like probably a timing issue. So just for sanity, let's try that and see if that fixes it. Property accessors are interesting because the timing in which something gets called could vary, I think, based upon how something is initialized. Because the object lifecycle is different. You can't have a guarantee that your initializers are called before a property on a class is called, which incidentally is another reason why the dependency injection approach is kind of bupkis. At least for Unity. I mean, there's a way that I'm sure they could have made it work, but this is, ages of built up code. Okay, so that loaded, but it didn't actually trigger any. It doesn't look like it's using the provider or what? Because if it was using the provider, when it had get item, it would be loading results. I think what I'll do is that. That will tell me what's going on here. I'm also not getting current character actually. So what thing is getting called? We're getting the count. So yeah, let's just see what happens. This should tell us maybe it's not getting results back, which would be weird because we had results before. Yeah, it's gonna be done in like 10 minutes earlier, and here I am. What do you call a website with ADHD? A hyperlink. Instead of HTTP, it's ADHD : // fun. Why are you not playing? I keep pressing it. Okay. Let's try this again. So there are 16 save files. So that's actually good to know. But it's not loading any of them. Not loading the data correctly. So that would mean what? It's not getting items. I think the problem is it's not being treated as dirty after it wakes up. I think it needs to be dirty the first time so that it will trigger a reload. Although it's interesting that it's like it's loading the items. So maybe it is treating it like it's dirty. How do I do the view thing? How do I live without you? UI view. Maybe I never made the view. Save slot data. Maybe I missed something. Hold on a second. So we go to save slot template, and we have the image and the view. No, that's right. I think IUI list item is a view, I believe. No? What is this? These are supposed to be the view items. What the flip? Let's see. Maybe I just deleted something I shouldn't have. This is a save load UI window. Uh-oh. I edited the wrong one. Oh no. Oh, that's like, that hurts my heart. All right, well. No, wait, what? Save slot view. No, I didn't. Okay. Whew. For a second, I thought I edited the wrong one, and I was going to be really sad about that. Contents. No. Save load window. Content. Here. Okay. This is the save slot template. Save slot data. I didn't remove anything. What the heck am I using as a view? Maybe I never actually made my save system use of view. A scrollable selectable. Okay. Save slot view. Yes. Okay. So then what? The hell, man? I must just have to. I'll just try to add this. What did I do here? Update view. So what did I do with the? Oh yeah. Okay. So this is. It's just because this is outdated code. So update view. Needs refresh save data. So I could just. I think I can just literally do this. Everything's fine. It'll be fine. So we'll do if no. We use our guard clauses with if statement brackets. We are always nesters. We don't believe in no never nesting. We weren't supposed to have nests, then we wouldn't lay eggs. That's all I'm saying. This might work now. But I really should wrap up. Glass coffins, will they be popular? Remains to be seen. See what I did there? Look at that, all the save slots. Okay, so this is a save load window, which we don't care about. Boom. That right there. Boom. Shaka, heckin', laka. So I should be able to go into the slots and change this from auto to manual. Didn't change the list. You know, few kinks to work out. It looks like it's loading all of the save files in one. I can change it to Pyra. Definitely broke it. Perfect. Change it back to Atlas. Listen, you know what? This is the development process, but it is showing actual save data. I'll worry about the layout stuff. It's fine. That is progress. So we're going to stop there and just pretend like we had massive success. Just, you know, life-changing levels of success. We're going to go into the chat mode. Just add it and rippity-wrap it up. I'm going to go get a child up to go to the bathroom. What do we got on the Twitches? There's a Jitspo streaming. There's a Griffin Blade. Ooh, we haven't rated him in a while. What you doing, Griffin? Griffin's doing some map work. Let's say hi to Griffin. Hey, Ether, thanks for hanging out and listening to me ramble. Hope that you have a good rest of your evening. I should be back to my normal schedule again now that the event is done. And, see all your lovely humans at a later date and time. These are the hypers to send. And we're going to go raid and run. So y'all have a lovely evening. Thanks for hanging out.